Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Holsinger's Fly Shop. Today I'm tying another fly for you. This is a sulfur fly. It's a wet fly to boot, which is one of my favorite things to fish here in the springtime, and one of my favorite hatches because it's a really big hatch that lasts a good while in our area, so I like to fish them. I'm going to show you a little bit different technique than what you may be used to for tying a sulfur. Going to use some turkey Biot quills. They work really great, make a nice segmented body, and I'm sure you're going to like it. So give it a try. It's not hard to tie, I promise. If you've been following my videos, watching along with them, and learning the techniques I've showed you over time, this is just, again, I stress techniques in my videos. This is no different. Build up on those techniques, put them all together, and you make a nice looking fly like this one. So here's a picture of the fly and the material list, and let's get started. Okay, here in the vise you can see the turkey Quill Sulphur. Really cool looking wet fly, very productive fly, and generic fly too. Change the color of the turkey quill and you can fish just about any hatch you want to, match the color and match the size to match your hatch. So let's get into tying it. I'm going to put the hook in the vise. The hook I am using is a Firehole 609. This is a size 14. I would tie this in a 14 and a 16. That's the size that we tend to have here in our area the most, is 14s and 16s. For the thread, I am using a cream 140 or 70, whatever you like, Denier thread. And we're just going to wrap that back to the bend of the hook. Next thing I'm going to put on is a piece of small gold wire, ultra wire. You can use brassy if you want, but small is nice. And we're just going to tie that on, and I like to wrap it under the hook. And I'm trying not to build up too much here, so just going to wrap that on and bring it back. And the next thing I'm going to use is some turkey Biot quills. Turkey Biot quills are really cool because you can get multiple uses out of this. Here's one of the quills. You see, this is what we tie our cinnamon toast caddis with and things like that. So you can use this side for some really cool little nymphs and stuff, or you can use the quills for, you know, stoneflies or whatever you want. But this time, the reason I like using these is because the quills are so long. I'm going to use this on my wet fly. Now, when you look at a quill, you're going to see the quill there, and it's hard to get good footage of what I want to show you here, but you see how there's a concave and a convex side to it. I want the concave side down, but I'm going to tie it in by the point. I'm going to tie it back a little bit farther so it's a little bit stronger when I wrap it. And then I'm just going to cut that off. Oops. Hanging on the hook there. There we go. And then I'm going to bring my thread up here to where I want to end this. Now, I'm going to use my hackle pliers. And I'm just going to grab a hold of this. And by tying it in on the concave side, it allows the quill, when I wrap it away from me, it allows the quill to wrap on the way I want to give it the segmented body that I want. As you, oops, went out of focus there. There we go. As you see me wrapping it forward, I can create a nice segmented body with this quill, and I'm not wrapping over top of it. So this is the direction that I want to tie it in. When I get it up here to where I want to tie off, I'm just going to make like 2 loose wraps, and then I'm going to cinch it down. Oops. And pull it off. There we go. Okay, now just going to cut my tag off, and I'm going to put my gold wire on, and I am going to wrap it around here and stay inside that track between the ribbing, and just give it a little extra flash, and then bring it up and tie it off. Okay, now I like to put just a tiny ball of dubbing just to keep the hackle standing up where I want. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put just a little bit of brown or sulfur golden brown. This is a color that makes a nice thorax on here, so we're just going to put just a tiny bit, just enough to make a nice little ball to make things stand up. And a sulfur is a two-tone fly, different color. It's a little bit darker in the thorax than it is the abdomen. So we're going to try to recreate that here with our ball of dubbing. Okay, and we don't need a whole lot because I already got built up with thread a little bit there. And this ball is just to stand my hackle up. Okay, now, hackle I'm going to use is off of partridge, okay? Normally you're using the neck and the shoulder, that area up here. I want a smaller one, and I want it a little bit darker. I'm actually going to use a piece off of this shoulder here. There's some shorter feathers here in the shoulder. And I'm going to take one of those because I want it a little bit darker. You could use hen pheasant too, would be good. But we're going to go with the shoulder on that partridge. And like always, I'm going to pull my fluff back off here, okay? Then I'm going to pinch the end, pull my fibers back, and create a V there. There you can see how we peel them back, and I'm going to tie this tag down. And I'm going to tie it with the bottom side of the feather down on top of the fly, which will again help it wrap the right way. Now I'm going to cut that off and put my hackle pliers on and palmer this forward for you. When I palmer this forward, I'm going to peel the fibers of the feather back, and I do not want to go too heavy on the hackle here. I want like one good solid wrap on it. 1.5 at the most. There we go, and then we're just going to tie it off. You do not need a lot of hackle. What's one of the biggest mistakes in early fly tying is overdoing your hackle. So we're just going to come in and trim that off. And then I pull my fibers back and just create a nice little head here. And that is all that's to tying this little sulphur. It's not that hard, and it looks like a great fly. It's a very buggy fish catching fly. So, oops, do a good job tying your knot. There we go. And you got a nice buggy looking fly if you do a nice job tying your knot. So, there we go. Nice whip finish. And you can take, if you want, hit a little black marker, make that head a little darker. But there you go, good looking wet fly. So give this fly a try. Okay, there you see, that wasn't hard to tie. It was actually pretty easy to tie. Doesn't take a lot of materials either, that's another great thing. And it's a very generic fly, like I mentioned in the video. Change the color if you have. We actually sell a combo pack of these turkey Biot quills, and you get like 5 or 6 different colors. So there's 5 or 6 different options to make your wet flies from. You know, it's a great generic fly. It's a generic mayfly pattern. Tie at 14s and 16s, even down into 18s. You know, it'll be a great pattern of the size 18. And, you know, it's going to take a little bit of practice to tie that small if you're new to tying, but those are the flies that catch a lot of fish. So, give this fly a try, like I always say. It's a good one to have in your box. And all the material you need to tie it, you can find it at holsingersflyshop.com. And any questions about it, give me an email or something. Reach out to me at holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. Ask me anything if you want to know anything, or leave a comment in the video. Don't forget to, guys, give me a thumbs up on the video because they help push my videos up in the ratings and stuff, and that helps me out a lot. So until next week when I bring you another fly tying video, you know, keep practicing, keep working hard at working on your techniques, and I'll see you next time.